Hey, what is going on, party people? Greg Jenkins here from House Monkey Pod inside the Monkey Pod Worldwide headquarters on somewhat of a rainy day here in Martinez, California. I wanted to share with you a unique campaign structure that solves a challenge I have seen come up a handful of times in my years serving the Keap community, and it came up most recently inside my private membership group. So the question is this: how can I use a decision diamond to determine whether the value in a custom field is in the past or is still upcoming, right? So if they have a date in a custom field, we want to use a decision diamond to determine, has this already happened or is it in the future? And this is something that it would be nice if we could use a decision diamond for that. But the drawback to decision diamonds is that you have to choose a hard-coded calendar date. So unfortunately, you can't very easily say, compare it to today, because you might be able to choose that once, but once midnight happens, you'd have to update this field each day, or you'd have to update the decision diamond rules each day in order for it to be current. So that's just not scalable. Long term, I would love to see Keap enable that flexibility. Update the software so that you can check values against the current date or time, right? I think that would have a lot of utility in terms of our campaign building. But in the meantime, we were able to come up with a campaign structure that actually does this for us without depending on any third-party tools to make this calculation. So stick around and I will show you exactly how this campaign works. Okay, so I'm not sure what needs to trigger this, but let's say some process starts this, and then you immediately want to decide, is the value in that date field in the future or has it already happened, right? That's the use case here. So we start off with an empty decision diamond because we want them to go into both of these sequences at the same time. And the reason for that is that they're going to run in parallel and only one is going to succeed. So let me show you what we've got going on. In this sequence, we have a field timer waiting until whatever the date is or the date field that you are checking is, waiting until the next time that happens with the year from the field. This is important because if you use next occurrence, it will always find a next occurrence, because even if it's 364 days away, it'll find that next occurrence. But if you use year from field, it will allow the contact to go past this timer if that date has already elapsed. And if they go past this timer, you can see there's no steps scheduled here. They will immediately slip into this sequence where we will tag them with date in past. And so, okay, let's recap that. If they come into this sequence and the date is in the past, that timer will let them go right past it and they'll get tagged with date in past, which will achieve this goal. And then this decision diamond will route them into the date in the past sequence here. And then achieving this goal will also stop these other processes here, okay? So if the date's in the past, they're gonna go past that timer, they'll get tagged here, achieve this goal, and wind up down here. Now, if the date is in the future, if the date in that field has not yet happened, they'll get stuck on this timer, right? And it's gonna queue them up there. But the reason that matters is because that gives this sequence time to process. This sequence, all we have is a 5-minute delay. And you could probably even set that to a 2-minute delay. And if they're still in this sequence after 5 minutes, we know that they got stuck on the other timer, so we want to apply the date upcoming tag, okay? So let me say that one more time. When a contact comes in, they're gonna go into both of these sequences at the same time. If they get stuck on this timer, this sequence will tag them in 5 minutes or in 2 minutes, right? If they don't get stuck on this timer, it means that the date was in the past. So it will immediately pass them through and tag them with date in the past. And then either of those tags, date in the future or date in the past, will achieve this goal. So date in past, date upcoming. And when they get one of those tags, it's going to stop the other process. So they won't be able to get both. They'll either get date upcoming or date in the past. These are mutually exclusive, so both can't be true. And then this decision diamond will just filter them into one of those two sequences where you could run whatever actions you want. If the date's in the past, we send them a survey or we ask them to schedule the next thing, right? If the date is upcoming, We can send them prep work, or we can send them reminders as that thing approaches, right? How you use this information is totally dependent on your business and what type of date is stored in that date custom field, right? But I wanted to share this process with you because I think it can solve a lot of different challenges. And it's not one that I have seen done very elegantly without the use of third-party plugins or tools to make that calculation. So hopefully you find this valuable, or at the very least interesting. If you know someone who it can serve, feel free to share it with them. If you have any questions for me, you can drop them in the comments below. Or if you would like a place to ask questions like this one when they come up, you can check out the details and pricing for the OG membership, which is that private community where this question first originated. So that information is available to you at ogmembership.com. Thanks for watching. Take care.